Spreading all around my room, my world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the World of Juice channel, and welcome to the finale. That is right. I have talked about this with myself. I've debated this, and it's finally time. I've come to the decision. We are going to be ending the Honolulu Desperados. In the last episode, which was the end of the regular season, I basically said that there was going to be one more season because we couldn't go out the way that we did, which was not even make the playoffs. We had a losing season under 500 and didn't make the playoffs in season 10. So, or in season 11, whatever it was, season 10. I think it's season 10. So I said we were going to continue until Madden 25 comes out. But then College Football 25 kind of took over my channel and kind of took over my life, really. I've been playing a lot of that game, whether it's offline or for a video. So I kind of just haven't really wanted to play Madden 24. And I decided, you know what, with Madden 25 right around the corner, probably like 2.5 weeks away, maybe 3 weeks away, whatever it may be, probably 2.5 weeks. I decided we got to put a bow on this series. This has been my favorite series to do on this game, and so we got to put a bow on it in a proper fashion. So that's what we're here to do. We are going to finish up the Desperados and not just do one single season. We're probably going to simulate a couple of seasons to kind of get a finality to some of our favorite players' careers, which would be mainly Bijan Robinson and Jonathan Young, our starting quarterback, but who knows how long he's going to go because he's obviously a lot younger than Bijan Robinson. But mainly I want to see some of those real-life guys that we have still on the team kind of finish up their careers, especially Bijan. And we can follow Micah Parsons when he's on the Rams, although his last year of his deal is this current season, so maybe he ends up back in Honolulu. I don't know. But I just kind of want to put a bow on this series for Madden 25 because Madden 25 has Team Builder coming out, and its actual new feature into the game. New feature, I say. So hopefully the revamped relocation style is better with the team builder. Now this is obviously on PC on a mod. I will have Madden 25 on PlayStation for the beginning of the cycle, but I also will have it on PC. So whenever the modders do get their hands on the game, and if they are able to mod the game, sometimes the developers at EA don't allow them to get into the game, or at least it takes them a long time to do so. So hopefully this time with Madden 25 it doesn't take them that long. But whenever they do get in, I will keep you guys up to date, and I will start doing some modded stuff on Madden 25. Don't you worry about that. But for the beginning of the cycle, we will begin on PS5. And so I've been trying to debate what I'm going to do for my first series, and I thought maybe a team builder could be cool, but I don't want to commit to something like that and then have like only a couple of seasons, then we're done. Kind of like what I did with the Dragons this past cycle, where we just kind of we started it, but then I just wasn't having fun playing the game, and I kind of ended it. So if I'm gonna commit to that, I want it to last a little bit longer, like this has, which has been my longest series on, or at least my most deep series that I've done, where we've gone a decade into the future. I don't think I've ever done that on any series on any Madden game. So that's pretty awesome. So if I'm going to do it, I want to do it like that. So the game plan is to do my 10-year Patriots rebuild, because we do that every single cycle, beginning of new Madden cycle. And then I'm probably going to do a couple of rebuilds with the new rookies and stuff. And then I'm probably going to do maybe some small stuff. I haven't fully decided what I want to do with series on the channel for Madden 25. Obviously all the college football stuff is going to continue, but I don't really know what I want to do with Madden 25 yet. I haven't fully decided. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm sure I'll figure it out once I actually get my hands on the game, which is in a couple of weeks. So with all that being said, that's kind of my game plan, kind of my thoughts on how I want to take Madden 25 into the end of the year and then into obviously 2025 as well. But let's put a bow on our favorite relocation franchise, the Honolulu Desperados. See how some of the careers of our favorite players end up panning out. Can we win any more Super Bowls? Can we draft any more studs? I don't know. I'm excited. If you guys are too, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and let's wrap up the Desperados properly. All right, here we are. I have not played this game since college football came out, since the last Madden 25 video, which I think, or Madden 24 video, which was the last episode of this series. So that's the last time I played. So however long that's been, probably a couple weeks, I would think. It's been a minute since I've played Madden 24. But here we are. Obviously, like I mentioned in the intro, we had a disappointing end of the year. We didn't make the playoffs. We went 8-9, which is very frustrating, if you ask me, considering this team is a lot better than an 8-9 win team. We've got a great offensive line. We've got great wide receivers. We got obviously a fantastic Hall of Fame running back. We got a great quarterback. The defense is probably where we got let down a little bit because we've got good players. They just aren't very high overalls because we've had to sacrifice and lose a lot of our star players to free agency because we just didn't have the money. So if we get to the Super Bowl and get to the off season, we can take care of this, rebuild this team to an extent. We probably don't need to go into a crazy rebuild because we're still very, very good. But we also need to recoup some of the money that we don't have in cap room. As you can see, we are negative $79.7 million, and it looks like Micah Parsons has a chance for a ring. They went 15-2 this year, beating us. I think both times, actually. Will Micah Parsons get a ring? He will. So Micah Parsons got all of the rings with us. He won all of the Super Bowls that we won. He was on the team. And now he's got one with the LA Rams. So good for him. Joe Burrow gets the MVP of the Super Bowl. We don't win any other awards. That's okay. But right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 Super Bowls to our name in the dynasty. That's right, because it was 5 Super Bowls in 10 years. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. So let's get to the offseason and figure out what we're going to be doing, because I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen. I don't remember anything that I was doing with player contracts or anything like that. I have absolutely no memory of what we were doing. We obviously don't have any money. So it looks like we are going to accept the option on Clayton Mahan, and we're going to accept the option on Moses Ramsey. Okay, perfect. So I must have been... That's probably why we don't have any money, because I probably re-signed everybody. So, perfect. We got those 2 guys back, and now we can get to the draft. Or I guess get to... Yeah, I probably get to the draft, because obviously we don't have any money to sign anybody in free agency. So, but we can take a peek at free agency and see who's available. Jamar Chase, at 34 years old, is the top player in the free agent class. Max Crosby. Did the Rams re-sign... It looks like they did. They didn't re-sign Joe Burrow, but they did re-sign Micah Parsons, because unless he's taken a bad hit to his overall, I wouldn't think he's taking that bad of a hit. It looks like it's a decent free agent class, but nothing, obviously, that I can get. Did the Rams re-sign Micah Parsons? Because his last year of his deal was this upcoming, or this season that we're in right now, or that we just did. They did re-sign him, it looks like, because he's still on the team. What'd they get him on? Contracts. They got him on a 1-year extension, $34 million. Okay. They signed him to a 1-year deal to keep him around. So he's got 1 more year left in LA. Good to know. Good to know. But we can't do anything in the free agent period, so we might as well just get right to the good old-fashioned draft. I don't remember anything about our picks. I know, shocker. I don't remember if we're going to have a good pick or if we're going to have a bad pick. Obviously, we're going to have a decent pick because we didn't make the playoffs, but we were at the high end of not making the playoffs, like the closest teams to not make the playoffs. So we're not going to have that great of a pick. Probably in the middle to high teens, I would guess. Maybe like 15 to 17, 15 to 18 is probably where we're going to be. Private workouts. Was I high on anybody here? I don't remember. I know that there's a guy, Byron Clayton, who's a top 5 player in the class. That's good to know. This guy, Bryce Stanley, is a round 1 to 2 talent. What about this guy right here, Brandon Curry? 6'5", only with decent speed. If you had elite speed, you'd be a guaranteed draft pick, big boy. Unfortunately, you're not. Dave Carrington, 6'8", His jumping's not great, but that's not really a problem for a lineman, a tackle at least. I'm going to put some points on him. Put some points. I've been talking too much college football. I'm going to scout him for the private workouts. What about Dakota Fitzpatrick? 6'2" is promising. Good speed is not great, but 4'5" is not slow. It's not great, but it's not slow. And he's got A-man and B-zone. He looks like a solid player. Doesn't look like anything too crazy. So I think I'm going to put it on Dave Carrington, Dakota Fitzpatrick, and probably Darius Diggs, because he looks like he could be a solid player. So those are going to be my 3 focus players. And we're going to go to the draft and hopefully make a good pick, because we need to get players that are under team control for a while. So that we don't have to worry about signing them to new contracts. All right, draft is here. I need to take a look at the mock draft. What are we even doing? What are we even doing? So Clayton is going to go number 2 overall unless I make a trade up for him. We have pick number 15. So right on what I was saying, 15 to 18 or 17. We could make a move from 15 to 2. It's possible. Is he really that much worth? I mean, we need a replacement for Micah Parsons, and this guy could be that replacement. He looks like a solid player physically. Is he worth the number 2 overall pick is the question. His block shedding's only a C. He's probably going to be a stud, but I don't know if he's really worth the number 2 overall pick. He's only got B finesse moves and C block shed. Is he worth it? Is he worth trading up to number 2? What about Bryce Stanley? Is he how much worse is he? He's not as physical. He's a little bit worse. He's a little bit worse. That's good to know. I think the best idea is to trade up to get Clayton. We might as well make a move. I mean, what else are we going to do? Draft some random dude? We need defensive end, and he's the best defensive end in the class. So trading up is the likely candidate. Who had it? The Bengals had it. How much is it going to take? They're already pretty much halfway there. This is really our only pick because I traded away everything else, I guess. I would consider trading a 2036 second round pick. They kind of like that. I guess I could do 2 firsts. 2036 first round pick is not really that big of a deal, I don't think. That gets us pretty close. What about a 2035 second round pick? That gets us decent. I could just go up like I normally do, but I don't really feel like doing that. Maybe I should to lessen the value. Yeah, you know what? I'll trade up a little bit just to make it a little bit easier to trade up and not have to give up so much stuff. So we'll go from 15 to hopefully 13, whoever has 13. The Packers have 13. Hopefully they'll accept that. They do. If we can get into the top 7, we should be able to trade up without problem and not have to give up as much as I would have had to. So we'll trade from 13 to 11. I think I saw 11. Pretty close. Yeah, the Broncos had 11. So we'll trade 11 to Denver. And then we'll trade for number 9. Number 9. Who's got number 9? It is held by the Buccaneers. Luckily, all the bad teams are at the top of the alphabetical order, so it's working for me. Now we have pick number 9. If I can trade to 7, we'll see where that's at in terms of trading back with the Bengals. We'll see where they're at. But who's got 7? 7 is held by the Seahawks. No, Texans. Texans have it. All right, so we trade from 15 up to 7. That gets us a good bit closer to the Bengals. Now we'll see what they do in terms of their spots. Bengals, how are they valuing this? Okay, that already puts us into the orange. So that means if I go and give them a second round pick in 2036, that puts us in the green. I think I might have to trade up a little bit more. I'm not feeling too good about giving that up. So if we get to top 5, which the number 5 overall pick is held by the Saints, we grab that pick. Perfect. Now we have a top 5 pick, which is not as valuable as the number 2 overall pick, but certainly a lot more valuable than 7. if we trade number 5 and we give the Bengals that and we take back their number 2 pick, what are they feeling about that? That gets into the yellow. What about if I give up a 2036 second round pick? Into the green. I bet if I just give up that 2036 first, it'll go through. Oh, it's very close. Do I really need a 2036 first round pick? Probably not. Very, very close. Continuing to be very close. Still having to give up a lot. I having to give up 2 first round picks, a 3rd and a 4, but we get number 2 for number 5. And now we can trade, or we can draft that Clayton. I really hope he's not like a waste of a pick, because trade up to number 2 is very costly. Randall Underwood goes number 1 overall, and hopefully Clayton is our Micah Parsons, finally our Micah Parsons replacement. There he is, 86 strength, 84 speed, 85 jumping, 90 acceleration for a defensive end is kind of crazy. 6'4", 270 out of Florida State. Hidden development, and he's going to be our guy, hopefully. He is going to be our guy. And now we don't pick again until the 3rd round, so I'm hoping that there's going to be a stud player here, maybe an offensive lineman. Middle linebacker went. There's a wide receiver here. 2 wide receivers, actually. 5'9", only with good speed. If you're going to be 5'9", you got to have elite speed, big boy. Junior Sharp has solid speed. There's a corner here with a press. Virgil Hancock, 6 foot. Elite jumping is intriguing. He's got a catching and a press. Is he a zone corner? Yeah, he's a zone archetype. With B. This guy's intriguing. Virgil Hancock is a weird player. I might take him. Deron Brockers. He's got 4.3 speed. Holy crap, wait, what? He's got 4.3 speed, but his speed is only good? Weird. What about this guy, Joseph Lyons, or Lyons? He's got great speed, B pursuit, B tackling. I'm not too sure. George Benson. Elite acceleration, A catching, B man. I think I want to take the risk on that Virgil Hancock guy. He's probably a normal development player, but he looks good enough to play. And we have a lot of depth at corner, or at least we have a good amount of depth at corner, so it's not like he has to start right away. I'm going to take Virgil Hancock. He is only normal development, which I assumed he would be because he's 23 years old and he's not the greatest player. But 93 jumping at corner at 6 foot is going to help us out, that's for sure. I like the look of that. So hopefully that is a good 3rd round pick. And for some reason what happened here? Did I die on the controller? None of my buttons are working here. Hold on. There we go. Okay, just had to reconnect. Perfect. So we get Virgil Hancock. Now we have a 5th round pick, and I might use this pick on, or at least attempt to use it on a offensive lineman. I don't know if there's going to be any offensive linemen that are worth it, unless there's an outside linebacker. Zach Westbrook. If I can find an outside linebacker that has crazy speed, then I'm definitely going to take him, even if they have normal development. Mike Ball. Elite acceleration, A zone coverage, and B man. That is a really intriguing player. He's not a pass rusher at all. He doesn't really have the speed, the 4.7 speed. He's got elite acceleration, though, which is weird. He's like not fast, but he gets to his not fast pace very quickly, which is a weird combination. It's not the combination that you want. He's a weird player. I might take him, but I want to look at offensive line. There's a guy named Timmy Seymour. Seymour what? He doesn't look that good, though. Left guards. There's only one that's a day 3. Jose Reveron. Not great. Probably not worth it. At center. No. Usually there's at least one center that's still available that's good, but not this time. There's not really any offensive linemen that are left. Kind of unfortunate. But we are in the 5th round. It's to be expected. Timmy Seymour just doesn't look that good. There's never any defensive linemen that are left this late into the draft, so we don't even have to worry about that. No defensive tackles. Outside linebacker is probably my best option. Eric Forbes has great speed. He's got A tackling, B play rec, B pursuit. Possibility of A in a couple other spots. What about Randy Morrison? 6'3", 4.57. He ran a 4.57. What did the other guy run? Eric Forbes ran a 4.72, so he's got a 4.72 and he's got great speed. But Randy Morrison ran a 4.5 and he's only got good speed. Oh no, he's got great speed too. Okay, I was gonna say that's kind of wild. But he doesn't look much better than Eric Forbes. If I'm gonna take anybody, it's probably this guy Mike Ball. I'm just kind of feeling it. Nate Goldsberry. Nate Goldsberry, okay, he's got the elite speed. I think, okay, so what we do is we hold off on Mike Ball, we take Eric Forbes, and then we come back and we get Goldsberry. 84 speed, 85 acceleration, only normal development, that's fine. I'm really hoping that that Goldsberry dude is here in the 6th round because he had that elite speed and he could be very, very good. Very, very good. Ball is also still available. But of course, Goldsberry got taken. I hate this game so much. Oh, we ended up getting 90 acceleration on Mike Ball. That's cool. And now I'm going to simulate the draft. We have the 7th round pick, but I don't really care. Okay, so we got our main guy of that draft, which was the defensive end Clayton. I'm hoping that he ends up being that true replacement for Micah Parsons. He ends up being a 79 overall. Beautiful. I wonder if he's going to be the highest in the class or what. He is. He's the #1 player in the class. There was a fullback who was in the 6th round. He's a 79 overall. But this was kind of a dud class. You got 2 79s and one of them is a fullback. And then a bunch of 77s and 76s. This was a very, very poor class for top talent. That's okay, though. That's okay, because we got the highest player. So, I'll take that all day. All day. Alright, let's get lineup figured out and see how this season goes. See how this season goes. Generate the best lineup. We've got, yeah, Freiermuth is on his last legs. Bijan is still here. Lynn Lashley's an X factor. The offensive line's pretty solid. Mahan is a stud. Tuck is coming on strong as well with Britton being there. And then obviously we have Jonathan Young. The defensive line is looking pretty good. I'm going to start Clayton over the other dude. I feel like that feels pretty obvious. He's the #2 overall pick for a reason. So we're going to change him to defensive or to right end. And he's going to start over the other dude. Which, the other dude's not bad. He's just not growing. I wish he was growing a little bit faster than he is. So we're going to switch him. He's going to start. Actually, nope. There he is. Okay. Wait, no. Why did he not start? Whatever. I'm going to make him start. We're going to go in the depth chart. Sean Washington's going to get moved to the backup spot. We're going to swap these guys around. Swap this guy around. And then put Clayton at the starting spot. There we go. Perfect. So Clayton's going to start at right end. And then Herrera's going to start at left end. And then Downing's in the middle. That's a lot better of a defensive line. I like that. And Clayton's got a lot more room to grow than Washington does, so I like the way that looks. Specialist-wise, we're probably good here. Tuck being the slot wide receiver is interesting. We'll see how it goes. Okay, I'm going to simulate this season, Season 11, and we are going to see how we do. We're not going to jump in any games. We're just going to be simulating, so I'll catch you guys at the end of Season 11 with the results, and hopefully we do pretty good. Okay, so we finished up Season 11, and we turned it around heavily. 14-3 for the good guys here in Season 11. That's beautiful. How did we do in terms of stats? I need to know. Jonathan Young, 4,200 yards, 37 touchdowns to just 2 interceptions. This is a crazy stat line, a crazy split. If he just had like 500 more yards, this would be unbelievable. Historic numbers. Bijan continues, even in his advanced age, continues to dominate on the ground with 1,600 yards and 16 touchdowns. Lynn Lashley assumes the #1 wide receiver role and proves that he is good. 1,300 yards, 7 touchdowns. Aaron Tuck, 900 yards and 12 touchdowns as the 3rd-string wide receiver, 4th-string actually. 4th-string wide receiver did this much. That's because he's the slot receiver. I just remember, he's the slot receiver. Clayton Mahan did okay. Defensively, 109 tackles from Wilbon, or from Ingram, and 107 from Wilbon, as you would expect. Those two guys are studs. Probably the best 2 pair of middle linebackers that you would ever have in the league probably right now. Byron Clayton, as a rookie, gets 16 tackles for loss, which is amazing. Herrera gets 16. Eli Downing, 15. Eli Downing had 15 sacks. At D tackle, that's wild. 8 for Will Booth, which is nice to see. Herrera had 7.5, 3 for Clayton, 2.5 for Ingram, 3 picks for Dwayne McCullers, and then 1 for a couple other guys. Okay, so those are some good numbers here in Season 11. Where can we go in the playoffs? Now, remember, we're not going to jump in and play any of this stuff, so if we lose, we lose. We win against the Vikings, 21-16. Now we take on the Cowboys. Can we get our 6th Super Bowl of the series? That'd be amazing. I don't know if it's going to happen, though. We do beat the Cowboys, which is not expected. I thought we were going to lose that heavily. I thought we were going to lose that pretty good. Now we play the Texans, who I'm assuming still have C.J. Stroud. Clayton's up. He must have won Defensive Rookie of the Year. He's up to 84 overall. They do have C.J. Stroud, who's coming off a very solid year. All right, here it is for Super Bowl number 6 in franchise history. Will it be ours? No, we lose 30-22. I think that's the first time we've lost in the Super Bowl. Every other time we played in the Super Bowl, we won it. We lose to Houston and C.J. Stroud in Super Bowl 69. That's unfortunate. But hey, we got back to it. That's pretty cool. C.J. gets the MVP, and that's their first Super Bowl of the series. Or in franchise history, I guess I should say for them. Let's see. Micah Parsons wins Defensive Player of the Year for the Rams. But remember, he only signed that one-year deal unless they re-signed him again this year. And Byron Clayton gets Defensive Rookie of the Year. So hopefully, whatever dev trait he had, it's even better now. I guess we could take a look. What does his dev trait look like? What does it look like? So, any other upgrades here? No, but we have a true 99 overall in Jonathan Young. He's now a true 99 quarterback, which is beautiful. Defense, he's superstar, so he must have only been star. That's okay. He's a stud now, so amazing to see that. He grew so crazy good. McCullers is an X factor. Yeah, we're pretty solid, but the unfortunate thing is we are going to be losing some players to free agency because we just don't have the money. As you can see, we are negative 213 in terms of our cap room. So I think I looked at it before we simulated. I think Herrera is one of the guys that we could be losing here. So we're going to be losing Justin Atkinson. Terrence Harrison, we're going to accept his 5th-year option. Michael Jenkins, we're losing. DeJuan Allen. No, not DeJuan Allen. I love DeJuan Allen. Jason Benson, we got to accept his option. Emmanuel Curry's gone. Josh Rice is unfortunately gone. We've built him up so well. Mateo Herrera is one of the guys leaving, but he's starting to regress pretty heavily. He is 33 years old at the end of the day. Bobby Dalton. Okay, some of these guys aren't that big of a deal. But losing some of our good offensive linemen like Justin Atkinson is going to hurt because he's only 26. Terrence Harrison's got back. We're losing some good offensive line talent, and we are losing some really good safety talent in DeJuan Allen. That's going to suck. Oh, it's okay, though. It is what it is. I put myself in this hole by signing so many crazy contracts. It's my fault. And there it is. We've lost those guys. Brock Purdy is the best player in the class, and then Justin Atkinson. Man, he's going to get such a big contract. He's so good. DeJuan Allen's going to get a crazy contract as well. Oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Oh, I didn't even check. Did Micah Parsons re-sign again with the Rams, or is he here? He's probably not that high of an overall anymore, but he's not a low 70. He must have re-signed again with the Rams. He must have re-signed once again with the LA Rams. Unless he retired. Oh. Micah Parsons might have retired. I didn't even check. Okay. Very interesting. I guess the only way to check that is to go to the stats and awards, go to the legacy leaderboard, and then go to defensive end. No, he's still on the Rams. He's just a super low overall now? Okay. Hold on. We need to see. We need to see what's going on here. It says he's still on the Rams. What's his overall? He's not on the Rams anymore. What? Unless it hasn't fully registered that he retired. I don't know. We'll go to the start of season number 12, and we'll check again to see if he's actually fully retired or not. Because that's really weird. I don't know what's going on there. He's not on the Rams, and yet he said on the legacy leaderboard that he still was. So I don't know what's going on. I would assume that he retired, and it just hasn't shown up on the leaderboard yet that he's a Hall of Famer yet because the season's not over, or the off season's not over. He's definitely a Hall of Famer. He's in our Ring of Honor, that's for sure. Him, Bijan, probably Anthony Richardson, probably Devontae Smith, some other guys that I'm not thinking of right now. All those guys are in the Ring of Honor for the Desperados because they are very, very talented players. Okay, so where did those guys end up, though? Atkinson signed with the Jaguars. DeJuan Allen signed with the Dolphins. Lamar Jackson's in the Chargers now. Okay. Kind of wild. I don't know what we're going to be drafting here because we had a Super Bowl run. So we probably just draft best player available, I guess. Let's just scout some wide receivers because you never know when we're going to need them. This guy's name is Picasso. That is a legendary name. I think we have to have him just because his name is Picasso. Picasso Holmes is a crazy name. All right, let's get to the draft. The Season 12 draft is upon us. We will see what happens. We have the 31st overall pick. Let's get right to it. Who is available? How are those wide receivers looking? Picasso Holmes is the last guy available. Is he worth taking? Yeah, he's pretty much worth taking. I'm going to take Picasso Holmes. Hidden development, 91 speed, 95 acceleration. I love his name. Picasso Holmes is a legendary name. And I'm glad that he's actually very good because that helps me out. All right, what next? We need either a defensive lineman or a safety because we lost DeJuan Allen. So how good is Jose Richards? A pursuit, B play rec, B zone coverage. Could have good hit power. I'm intrigued. The corners I don't think are that good. What about defensive linemen? Not really. There could be a good center available. Ladarius Holiday. Not the greatest athlete, but he looks pretty good. I'm going to take Ladarius Holiday. Hidden development center, always nice. Always nice to get a hidden development center. And now I doubt that any good safeties are left because I didn't take that guy. Tim Kerr is available. 6-foot safety, great speed, B hit power. He's probably decent, but he's probably not amazing. Which at this point I'm kind of looking for amazing. Tevin Agnew. A catching, A press, A tackle, A B zone coverage. Tevin Agnew actually looks pretty solid. I might go for him in round 5 if he's available. I think I'm going to take Tim Kerr. He does have hidden development. Wow, that's a shocker. I did not expect that at all. I'm going to take Tim Kerr, and then I'm going to look for that corner in round 5. I don't think he's going to be available, but we're banking on it. We're banking on the fact that he's available. Last year I missed out on that guy because we left him. He's not available, I don't think. No. Okay, so that's 2 years in a row I've missed out on a guy because I've left him for somebody else. But, hey, I made that decision. I keep thinking that they're going to be there. They should be there. But they're not. I might just sim out of the rest of this because I don't think there's going to be anybody else that I want. Unless this other center is decent. Darren Anthony. He doesn't look that good. He's going to be normal development. Yeah, I don't think there is anybody else good. So we'll sim out of this draft. The Season 12 draft is out of the way. We got a good player. We got Picasso Holmes, who had hidden development. We got that Tim Kerr guy who has hidden development. I'd say that's a pretty solid draft. I mean, we replaced a good strong safety with an okay strong safety. Picasso Holmes is 76. Holiday ends up being a 72, which is fine. And then 66 for Tim Kerr. They drafted us a running back who's a 72. And then a couple of offensive linemen that are kind of buns. How good was this class? 81 overall D tackle, which is the number 1 overall pick. It was an okay class, nothing too crazy. Probably better than the last year class, the Season 12 draft, but nothing out of the ordinary. And now we go to Season 13. And this is where we can check if Micah Parsons actually retired or not. Micah Parsons, where are you? He did. I thought that he retired. I thought that he retired. He's got 5 Super Bowls, 5 AFC. No, wait, are we in the AFC? No, we're in the NFC. NFC championships. And 35 yearly awards because he wins like every Defensive Player of the Year. He passes Aaron Donald. Good for him. He's destroyed. I don't know if anybody's ever going to catch 64,000 legacy points. That's kind of crazy. All right, so Micah Parsons has officially retired, which means Bijan is, I think, the last guy. No, Devontae Smith probably hasn't retired yet. I don't think. Or I don't remember. Not 100% sure. Let's get the lineup figured out, and then we'll simulate Season 13. All right, so we don't have a star at right guard, which is a little bit unfortunate. I wonder if Lovelock or Benson could play there. Probably, right? Daryl Lovelock, he's 31. I didn't realize we've had him on the team for so long. How old is the other guy? Benson. Benson is only 26. Okay. I bet one of my centers could probably move over there, right? Maybe. Let's move Benson to guard and see what happens. Does he go up or does he go down? He's a 78 overall right now. If we move him to right guard, what does he turn into? He turns into a 79. Perfect. That works out beautifully. Okay. Harrison's still here, but for how long, who knows? Offense is still pretty good. The defense is where we're going to struggle because we lost some guys. We are a little bit lower overall. Our linebacking core isn't as great as it used to be. It's still okay. We just lost Rice, which was only a development trait, so we're still okay, but I don't think we're a 14-win team. I guess we'll find out. I'm going to simulate Season 13 and see what happens. Okay, I guess I was technically right that we weren't a 14-win team. We're a 13-win team. This team is probably so good on offense that it's carrying a lot of our wins, I would assume. And Jonathan Young is so good at quarterback that he's dominant. I mean, look at these numbers. 4,600 yards, 42 touchdowns, and 3 picks. These are probably better than what he did last year. A little bit more yards, a few more touchdowns, and 1 more interception. I mean, I'd say that's a better season than what he did in Season 12. 1,400 yards for Bijan with 20 touchdowns. I mean, this man is over 30 years old, and he's still killing it. He's 33 years old at running back, and he is putting up these type of numbers. That's crazy. Lynn Lashley continues to dominate. Clayton Mahan had a really good season, a bounce back from last year. Harrison and Tuck both had really good years as well. Defensively, DeAndre Wilbon had 115 tackles. Ingram only had 92. Kerr, the rookie, who was like a sub 70, had 88 tackles. Okay, I like to see that. I wonder what his dev trade is. Tackle for loss leader is 13 for Downing. Clayton had 13 as well. Booth had 11. Sack leader was Downing with 12. 10 for Clayton. Clayton's going to be a stud. 7 for Booth and Washington. 2 picks for Harold Lucas. Picks? And then 1 for a couple other guys. I'm excited that Tim Kerr has actually had a really, really good year. And now we are in the playoffs in Season 13. Can we get to the Super Bowl again? We beat the Commanders in the divisional round. We were the 1 seed again, so we beat the Commanders in the divisional round. Now we go to the NFC title to play the Bucs. Can we beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and go to another Super Bowl, this time hopefully win it? No, we lose by 3 to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and we will not play in the Super Bowl back-to-back seasons. Are we really going to be stuck on 5 Super Bowls? 5 Super Bowls in now 13 seasons? That's annoying. That is annoying. I don't like that. Jonathan Young still staying true at a 99. It's Tampa and it's Vegas. What is this, 2002? Who's going to win the Super Bowl? It is the Bucs by 1. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers win 14-13 over the Vegas Raiders. That is your 2035 Super Bowl champions. Season recap. Nick Tuck is your Super Bowl MVP at quarterback. Okay. We win MVP with Jonathan Young. I'll take that. That's huge. We don't win any other award, but hey, another MVP for Jonathan Young is amazing. I like to see that. What do we have in terms of dev trade upgrades, if any? We don't have any on the offense. I don't see. Harris is actually a superstar. I have noticed that. What about on defense? Star for Tim Kerr. He's gone up to a 73, which is awesome. No development upgrade for is it Richard Grant? What's his name? Ramon Grant or Raymond Grant? Probably Ramon. Whatever. He's still normal. Clayton's still superstar. I wish he would get up to X Factor. Okay. Very intriguing. Very, very intriguing. Nothing too crazy happened. But this is where the bad stuff happens. Although we should probably keep looking at retirements to see if any of our big guys retire. Some big names, though. Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, Patrick Surtain, Mateo Herrera. He signed a deal with the Lions, and he retires. So good for him. He's off to greener pastures. Lamar Jackson retires. He had enough of the Chargers. He signed a deal with the Chargers last offseason. He said, I'm done here. I'm retiring. Not worth it. All right, so some huge names are retiring, ending their careers, Hall of Famers. But we are going to be saying goodbye to some more very, very good players because, again, we don't have any money. We're trying to recoup all of that negative cap room that we have. So, and we don't have our draft pick this year because I traded it to get Clayton at the start of the video. So, here we are, negative 123. We're going to lose Clayton Mahan. That hurts. That really, really hurts. Moses Ramsey, gone. Hurts bad. Harold Lucas, he's been here forever. He's gone as well. Our cornerback room just took a massive hit. Aaron Tuck, we're going to accept his option. Tremont Duval, gone. Peter Britton, gone. Chad Goldman, gone. Booth is gone as well. Sean Washington, oh my God. I mean, we're losing so many players. We are going to need to heavily do the defensive side of the ball because we just lost our two best corners and we lost one of our best defensive linemen, and we lost Will Booth, who's a great outside linebacker. I mean, this defense is going to be shockingly bad in Season 14. I mean, just take a look at it now. And we don't have our first-round pick. I shouldn't have traded it away. I shouldn't have traded it away. I mean, a defense, we still got Ingram and Wilbon, which is good. Coleman fills in there. Grant will still stay there, but we don't have anybody on the defensive line now. I guess I could move Pierce over there. Ezekiel Pierce, I have to because he's got a development trait, so it gives him a better shot to turn into a good player. So we'll swap him over there. The offense is still pretty good. It gives Tuck and Picasso Holmes a chance to actually get some good playtime. But who knows what's going to happen with this team now. I don't know how good we are. We're probably not that good. It sucks losing Clayton Mahan because we drafted him, we grew him. He had that crazy debut in the playoffs, his rookie season, where he made those crazy catches. Like he was such a good player for us. But I've put myself into this hole. I don't know what I'm expecting. I've made myself I've made my bed and I got to lay in it. But we're probably only going to go till season 15 to kind of I feel like that would put a bow on everybody's time. We kind of know how good some of these guys are going to be. So that means we've only got this season and next season to go because this is entering season 14. Okay. So we are at the draft. We don't have a first round pick because I traded it away. So our next pick is pick 2 or round 2, pick 30. Who's going to be available? I have no idea. Hopefully somebody good. We probably do need a defensive end. David LeBlanc. Not good, is he? He's okay. He's not bad, but he's not great. What about Matt Hewitt? 6'3" speed rusher with great speed. He can't cover at all, which I don't really need my speed rushers to do, but I don't like seeing Fs, even if they are not the positions that he's good at. 6'5" for Roman Beckham. Well, I'm taking you just because you're 6'5". I don't care if you have normal development. You're 6'5" with 91 speed. That's wild. That's absolutely wild. And we need corner, so I'm taking you. It would have helped if he had hidden development, but that's okay. Matt Hewitt is still available here in the 3rd round. Ciante McGee. I didn't look at you. 6'4", good speed. I feel like Matt Hewitt's better than him. He's got great speed. He's got B tackling and B pursuit. Let's just take Matt Hewitt, and then let's get out of the draft. Not a great draft, but that's what happens when you don't really do scouting and you don't have a first-round pick. This was probably... I love how my timing works out, doesn't it? Because I back in when we traded that first-round pick, the 2036 first-round pick, to trade up to get Clayton, I said hopefully we won't need that pick, and of course all of my guys are gone by that point, so we do in fact need that pick. That's how it always works out for me. 72 overall for Beckham, but he's 6'5". We didn't really have that good of a draft, but we didn't have a lot of the draft picks in the first place. And this actually was a pretty solid class. All right, good to know. Good to know. Oh, all right. Let's get to the penultimate season, Season 14. Season 14 is upon us. The team is what it is. Jonathan Young's a true 99. Lynn Lashley's a stud. We're pretty solid. We're pretty weak at a couple positions. We're very weak at corner now. We are very weak at wide receiver. We've won a few games here and there, but who knows how it's going to go. I don't think we're the 1 seed. I think we could make the playoffs, but I definitely don't think we're a 1 seed. But I guess all that's left to do is find out. Okay, so we still do make the playoffs like what I predicted I thought we would, but we weren't the 1 seed. We won 11 games, almost won the division, kind of tied with the Niners, but they had the tiebreakers, so they get the division. We don't get it, but we are in the playoffs still, which is nice. And we have a breakout linebacker scenario for Ramon Grant, who is the guy that took over for Rice last year, and he has normal development, so if he can get up to star, that would be amazing. But unfortunately, it comes in a playoff game, which is not going to be very easy. How did we do? So Jonathan Young took a step back, but the whole team took a step back, so it's not that big of a deal that he took a step back. 3,800 yards, 29 touchdowns, 5 picks. That's still an okay season. It's not MVP worthy, but it's still a very good season. 1,300 yards and 13 touchdowns for Bijan. Lynn Lashley had over 1,000 yards again with 6 touchdowns. Picasso Holmes takes over as the number 2. I like to see that. Then we've got defensively with Wilbon and Ingram back over as 100-plus tackle seasons again. McCullers had 86. Tackle for loss leaders Clayton with 19. Downing 17. Pierce had 12, which is huge. Ezekiel Pierce is not the guy that I expected to be up there, but I'm glad he is. Eli Downing had 9.5. Clayton had 6. 4.5 for Ingram. 4 for Pierce. Pick leader was McCullers with 3. Kerr with 2. Kerr ends up being a very solid pick, which is not what I was thinking was going to happen, but I'm glad it is. And Roman Beckham has 1 pick as a 60-something overall. We are now officially the number 1 player in Legacy Leaderboard, which is awesome. But how many wins can we get in the playoffs? We made it to the Super Bowl. We made it to the NFC title game. Can we make it back to either one of those? No, we get beat in the first round. That makes sense. We're not that good of a team anymore. We are suffering from bad cap room, and it's all my doing. I understand. And Ramon Grant it's Ramon. Ramon Grant did not get it. That's okay. I didn't expect him to. All right, so let's get ready for the final season. Season 15 will be the final year that we simulate here in Honolulu. Will we ever win another Super Bowl? It doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. The Jaguars and the Commanders are your Super Bowl matchup. We're just getting crazy now. And it's the Jaguars who win the Super Bowl over the Commanders. Very weird. 25-24. Okay. So, any more interesting retirements? Any of our guys? Jackson Smith and Jigba retires. Tyler Linderbaum, Sam Howell. Any more guys that we know? Trevor Lawrence, Kyle Pitts. Come on, there's got to be some former Desperados in here. A lot of real life guys are retiring, but that's to be understood. They're old. Okay, any dev trade upgrades? I'd love a dev trade upgrade for some of my guys. Nothing on the offense. I was hoping maybe Picasso Holmes would. What about defense? So Grant didn't get the breakout linebacker scenario, but he does, in fact, just naturally go up, which is huge. And Clayton gets X Factor, which is what I was asking for last year. Okay, so we do get some pretty impactful dev trade upgrades on defense, which is very, very nice. So let's get to the re-sign period where we won't re-sign anybody. We will just let people go again for the final time. Although, since Season 15 is going to be the final time, what I'm probably going to do is try to restructure if we have somebody important. We have Clayton, who we're going to accept the option on. Terrence Harrison is up for a new contract. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try to restructure because it's not going to matter next season. We're not going to go into the off season. We're just going to end the year after the Super Bowl. So if I can go into team salaries and restructure enough contracts to free up the money, Jonathan Young makes it to 30 years old. That's pretty cool. Restructure Jonathan Young's contract. Restructure Eli Downing. Bijan. Can't do DeMarcus Smith. Can't do anybody else. There we go. We can restructure that one. We've made it to positive money, which is nice. I'm just going down and pressing Y until I hit a restructure that I can... There we go. Okay, so that brings us to $2.8 million. That probably didn't do much. But I really would like to bring back Terrence Harrison. We're still negative $8 million. We're not going to be able to bring him back because I don't have any more restructure I can do. All right, well, my plan failed. We can't bring back our stud tight end, Terrence Harrison. That's okay, I guess. It is what it is, man. We had our fun. We had our ride where we dominated. We were a dynasty. We were at the top of the top. And now we've come crashing back down to earth in the most amazing way possible. We are nowhere near the same talent level that we were, even though we still have some very talented players on offense. We are nowhere near the talent level that we were at. It's kind of sad, but hey, that's what happens. I put myself in this spot. I can't be mad. I put myself in this situation. I signed all those guys to crazy expensive contracts at the same time, and it came back to bite me. What am I expecting? So now if we take a look at the team, we need to draft a tight end. I can probably move this Ladarius Holiday. We can probably move him to right guard and be totally fine. So let's just do that real quick. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Offensive line's good now. Our depth is gone, though. We need to draft a tight end. We probably need to draft another receiver. Maybe. We lost Ben Ingram. Our defensive line needs a little bit of work. We need to draft a defensive end. Yeah, we need to draft a lot for this final season just to be playable on defense. So let's go and draft. We have pick 21. What do we prioritize first? Probably not tight end, I wouldn't think. I guess we'll see what's on the board. Right tackle. Okay, maybe we do prioritize tight end. They're throwing me one right here. Max McQueen, great name. Great speed. Taking him. I'm taking him. I don't care. We needed to get a tight end, and he was the best tight end available. So welcome to the team, Max McQueen. You get to go to Hawaii. Congratulations. Okay, so now we need linebacker and defensive end. There's a defensive end right here. Luke Webster. Probably good, but not amazing. This guy's post undrafted, or potentially undrafted. And there's not really any linebackers at the top here, is there? Well, that's not good. So it looks like I might have to take that guy. Let's just take him. Luke Webster, welcome to Hawaii. He is hidden development. Okay, I'll take that. That's nice. Nice little addition. So we get 2 hidden development players at positions of need. Now we need to go to the linebacking core and grab somebody else. So we've got Tracy Pollard. We've got Cody Leonard, who is a round 2 to 3, 6'5" speed rusher with solid speed. Not great. Not going to take him. The linebacker position group does not look to be very deep this year, which is not good for me because that's the positions that we need. Steven Lindsay, elite speed, taking him. I'm not wasting a time and a pick on a guy that I'm gonna hopefully get. We're gonna take him and not waste the opportunity. So we grab him. We probably need to get another corner. I just don't think there's gonna be another corner available. Isaiah Pinkins, poor speed, forget about it. There's just not gonna be any other corners. I fear Travis Hopkins. He's at least got good speed. We'll take him. 91 speed, 91 excel. That's decent. We'll get in the corner, and that's going to be the end of my draft. They'll take more positions to fill out the roster, but we got a defensive end and a tight end that both have hidden development, so I think that's going to be good. Those are probably the 2 biggest needs that we had, were the defensive end and tight end. So 75 into 73, not too bad. Everybody else is pretty buns, but that is okay. That is perfectly fine. This wasn't really that good of a class anyway. Aries Carmichael is a wide receiver who's an 80 overall. That's pretty cool. All right, let's get to the actual final season. Season 15 is upon us. Season 15 is upon us. What's the team look like? The final year, Bijan is still here for some reason. All right, offensive line looks better now. McQueen at tight end. We've got a receiver. We didn't draft any extra receivers, but I think the 3 that we have are going to be fine enough, plus the tight end. And then on defense, we got Webster, we got Clayton, we got Downing. We got a pretty shockingly bad linebacking core, but hey, we will see what happens. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have Bradham play out here, and then we're going to have Meadows play in the middle, just so he's a better overall. And we are going to be bad on defense. We are shockingly bad on defense, but we will see what happens in the final season. Season 15 simulation. Let's go see how we wrap it up. Okay, so I guess it is kind of fitting that we started this finale episode not making the playoffs, and we end the finale episode in Season 15 not making the playoffs. But this time we were over 500 at 9-8. That's good, but I didn't think we were not that good of a team this final season. We just lost too many players. But Jonathan Young seems to have had a really, really good year. 4,300 yards, 36 touchdowns, 6 picks. That's still a fantastic season. And I think at this point, Jonathan Young has earned himself a spot in the Ring of Honor for Desperado history, because he has, for one, he's played more than Anthony Richardson has, and he's won more than Anthony. So I'm assuming he's better than Anthony Richardson by those numbers, or by those stats. Bijan continues to absolutely dominate. I don't know how he's doing it at this age. I mean, he's what? He's 35 years old at this point. How are you still doing this? This is crazy numbers for a 30-year-old, let alone a 35-year-old. Lynn Lashley dominates as always. Picasso Holmes is a stud. I'm so happy we drafted him because he's great. Aaron Tuck's good too. Defensively, Sidney Bradham, of all people, led the team in tackles. Wilbon with 94. He doesn't have his running mate anymore, so he's kind of depressed. Beckham had 82 tackles. Downing continues to lead with tackles for loss with 16. It seems like Sidney Bradham had a killer year. 16 sacks as well for Byron Clayton, the rookie, or not the rookie anymore, but the second overall pick. 12.5 sacks for Downing, 7 for the rookie Webster, okay. And then picks for Wilbon, 2 for Wilbon. Hancock had 2 as well, and Beckham had 1. All right, whatever. We didn't make the playoffs, but we do get some good stats to end the series. Season 15, how will it end up? How will it end up? We only end up winning 5 Super Bowls, which now that we've gone 5 more seasons doesn't really sound too good. Doesn't really sound too good, does it? But hey, we've still won 5 Super Bowls. We are a great team. We've entered ourselves into the upper echelon of NFL teams, along with the Chiefs dynasty, the Patriots dynasty, Steelers dynasty, all those dynasties that you want to know about. And we finally gotten back to positive cap room, which is nice. Okay, so let's wrap up the season, or the series, I guess I should say. So we do okay, perfect. We do finally lose Bijan to retirement. That's beautiful. It's about time, Bijan. Picasso Holmes moves up to superstar development. This dude's a stud. Like, why is he so good? Because he's so fast, that's why. 95 deep route as well. I mean, this dude's a freaking animal. He's a freaking animal. I'm so happy we drafted him. But it's fitting that we finally lose Bijan Robinson to retirement now that we're ending the series. Jonathan Young, a stud, one of the best players I've ever drafted in terms of quarterbacks. He's a great player. He was the perfect replacement for Anthony Richardson, and he has lived up to the billing. He is probably a Hall of Famer at this point in the series. And he's won multiple MVPs. He's won multiple Super Bowls. He's probably an MVP. He's probably a Hall of Famer, and we'll see what happens. Eli Downing has been a terrific player for me for this series. He was a stud. I think, actually, he was normal development when we first drafted him, and he ended up turning into a true 99. And then this man was definitely worth trading up for at the start of the video because he is a freak. He's just a freak. He's a stud. He's great. I'm glad we traded up for him. Webster's actually superstar development now. Luke Webster What a steal he was in the late first round, or middle first round, I guess it was. What a great player he ends up being. And then obviously Wilbon was a freak. DeAndre Wilbon was fantastic. Him and his running mate Ben Ingram, great 1-2 punch. Probably the best 1-2 punch at middle linebacker in NFL history. Bradham actually goes up to star development with the season that he had. Tim Kerr was a sub 70 overall when we drafted him. Now he's a 79. He's a great player. I'm glad that we replaced DeJuan Allen with him because he ends up becoming a great, great player. Hancock's now got star development, which is awesome because I didn't think he'd ever turn into anything, but he's a stud. And then obviously we had Dwayne McCullers, who was a good player for a long time for us. He's starting to regress pretty heavily now, but he was a good player for us. And the final guy, Mr. Dante Jones, former corner. We moved him up to safety, and he ended up being pretty good. And then how did Max McQueen turn out? He's not as freaky as I thought he was when we drafted him, but he's still a good player. Still a very, very good player. And then obviously like Lynn Lashley and all those freaks. Those were all great players. But that is going to do it for the series, man. This was a fun one. This is my favorite series that I've done. Let's go all the way back to the beginning here. All the way back to the beginning. 2023. Our beginning, we didn't make the playoffs, but we had Micah Parsons win Defensive Player of the Year. Then in the second season, we had Bijan and Micah Parsons win Offensive and Defensive Player of the Year. Year 3, we won Coach of the Year for the first time, and Micah Parsons won another Defensive Player of the Year. Year 4, we finally made the Super Bowl and won it with Anthony Richardson. And Harold Lucas, who was a Ram player that we ended up bringing to our team, he won Defensive Rookie of the Year. Then we went back-to-back, and we won with Micah Parsons winning the Super Bowl MVP. We got our second championship. He also won another Defensive Player of the Year. Then we went 3 straight, but this time it was not Anthony Richardson, because Anthony Richardson was on the Browns. This was the start of the Jonathan Young era. Then we go and we have a little bit of a drought, which was unfortunate. Couple years. We win Coach of the Year. Then we get back. We win our 4th championship. Bijan gets MVP of the Super Bowl. Micah Parsons another Defensive Player of the Year. And then we win our 5th title with Jonathan Young getting Super Bowl MVP. And we go on a little bit more of a drought. We played in the Super Bowl in this episode. We lost. It could have been our 6th championship, but we lost to C.J. Stroud and the Texans. Unfortunate. And we keep going. Jonathan Young wins the MVP. Anthony Richardson won the MVP a couple years ago, and then we win. So Jonathan Young gets 2 more MVPs in this final simulation. And that is how we wrap it up. It's sad that it's over, but I'm happy that it happened, man. It's been really fun to do this series and go this deep into it. I mean, look at these numbers. These are Hall of Fame level numbers. 42,000 yards, 338 touchdowns, and 78 picks for Jonathan Young with a career percentage of 69%. I mean, are you kidding me? He also had a crazy career rushing the ball. Lynn Lashley's dominating with 12,000 yards so far and 78 touchdowns. He's a freak. Defensively, DeAndre Wilbon's almost got 1,000 tackles. He probably will get to 1,000 by the end of his career, which is just unbelievable. Dante Jones had a good career. Downing had 88.5 sacks in his entire career. Clayton's already got 35, and he's been in the league for 3-4 seasons. Dante Jones most interceptions of the team, at least with the guys that have not retired yet. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome, pretty awesome, pretty awesome. And that will do it. Did we set any records for our team in terms of like a season? I don't think we did. Maybe Bijan had something. There's Bijan in 2028 with 2,000 yards. And he had 22 touchdowns in 2030. But I don't think we had any other record-breaking seasons or anything like that. A lot of Micah Parsons on the Rams. No Micah Parsons on the Desperados. Actually, no, these are all Micah Parsons and the Desperados, actually. It's just because it says Rams because that's when he ended. That's what team he ended with. But these are all for us because he was here in 2025, obviously. He was here in 2023. He was here in 2030. Was he here in 2030? He might have been. I can't remember, actually, if he was here in 2030 or not. He was definitely here both of these 2 years. But 2030, I don't know if he was gone already by then. And that's going to do it. I hope you guys enjoyed. It's been super, super fun to do the Desperados and see some of these amazing careers. Obviously, I guess we can find out. We can Actually, I don't think we can confirm because we have to go to the next season. But Bijan Robinson, obviously a Hall of Famer. We've had some fun players in this team. I really, really enjoyed this. I hope you guys did too. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it. I can't wait for Madden 25. I'm excited to get started with that and do some rebuilds, do some not some dynasties. I've been playing too much college football. Do some franchise modes, maybe do a team builder similar to what we did with the Desperados. Unfortunately, with team builder, you can't expand the league. You have to replace a team, which is what we did with the Cardinals for the Desperados. So I wish that we could do an expansion team, which you wouldn't have to get rid of another team. You just add another team to the league, but so far that's not in the game. So team builder, we would have to move a team. I'd probably go to the AFC this time. I don't know who I would remove, maybe the Jaguars or something. Although I've been in the AFC South a lot. I don't know. We'll figure out a team to move. But yeah, I'm super excited for Madden 25. I hope you guys are too. And thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.